Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. Welcome, everyone. Today I want to go over the new offer system that PSA has recently implemented. I'm not even sure what they call it, but basically, when you send cards to PSA, you'll now receive offers on some of your cards, and you can choose to sell them immediately before having them even shipped back to you. And I recently, sent a package to PSA that popped, and it got some offers on it. So I wanted to go over in this video exactly what that looks like and what happens when you receive offers and accept offers and all that. And as a dealer who sends a lot of cards to PSA, I've found this to be a very, very useful feature. It's a nice add-on, not something I have to partake in. I have the choice if I want to use it or not. But I found it to be a nice feature that sometimes I use. Now, for those maybe not following, basically when you ship a package to PSA to grade, they grade the cards, and at some point you receive an email, and then there'll be like a 1 to 2 day window where your cards are available. You can see the grades you got online, and then after that window, they ship the cards back. Well, now in that 1 to 2 day window, some of the cards will receive offers. Somebody is offering to buy the card, and you can see exactly what the offer is, and you can choose to take the offers or not. And to be clear, it's not PSA buying the cards. PSA is facilitating the sale. So another company has come to PSA and said, hey, we're looking for 2018 donruss Lamar Jackson rookie PSA 10s. We're willing to pay $150. And so I, Chris, now send a package to PSA. There's a Lamar Jackson in there. It grades a 10. And PSA facilitates that sale. Hey, this company is willing to give you $150 for that Lamar Jackson 10. And I can choose to accept that offer. I can choose to pass and have the card shipped back to me. And again, I find this to be a really nice feature. And I'm sure PSA is, of course, taking a small cut of any sales that do occur. Now, a lot of people have said this creates a conflict of interest, and I think there's reasonable points there. I've heard two different things which sort of contradict each other. The first one is that this incentivizes PSA to give better grades because that means they'll be able to sell the cards higher and take a higher cut, a cut of a higher sale price. So they're incentivized to give out higher grades. But I've also heard the reverse, that it incentivizes PSA to give lower grades, because if they give a lower grade, they can now sell a card cheap to their buddy, and then their buddy can crack it out and resubmit it and get a higher grade. And this is a conflict of interest. And I don't think there's been any real evidence of either of these two things happening. But these are scenarios people have come up with, and I think it's important to sort of consider these. But okay, what does this look like in real time? We actually recently got 2 orders back that had offers on them. The first was a reholder order, and these were actually just PC cards. There were 6 PC cards that was going to reholdered, so it had some offers on it. We can go over them, but I'm not going to take any of the offers because they're PC cards. The second one had some offers. I actually accepted a few of the offers before, thinking, oh, I should make a video about this. So we'll go over the ones I accepted and then go over some of the ones that are still there, and you can see in real time what happens. You see, you get a 24-hour window to accept the offers, and it gives you a countdown. There's 16 hours left where I can go over the offers and accept. Most cards in this order anyway don't have offers. That's because there was a lot of sort of rare, obscure cards in it. So the rare and obscure cards don't get offers as often. But here's an offer I already accepted. It's a 1996 Bowman's Best John Elway refractor. It actually graded an 8, which was a very disappointing grade. So I just accepted the low offer on it. There was a 2001 SP Game Used Authentic Drew Brees rookie. It also got an 8, which was a very disappointing grade for me. I was looking for a 10, so an 8 was not what I was going for. So yeah, I took the offers on both of these. Here's the Elway that got an 8. Well, the PSA is grading stricter, argument is certainly, there's going to be some evidence of that here, but they've been grading stricter for quite a while. I guess this upper right corner on the back has a little tip there, which I guess might be why we give it an 8. I mean, some of the back corners aren't perfect, but I don't know. That would have gotten a 10 a few years ago, I feel, but now it's an 8. Here's a card that got a 5. 1999. This is an Essential Credentials now. Paul O'Neill. This one, I don't even know what the problem is. It's at a 77. Really, really popular set. Paul O'Neill was actually a fairly popular player. He was on Seinfeld, so he's got a fan base. There's a little bit of chipping along some of the edges on the back. You can see there, like the back edge has a little bit of chipping, but 5 seems like a strict grade. Probably there's something. I'm not seeing, and these images aren't showing up. I mean, looking over the image here, I just don't see. I mean, I guess there's a little chipping there on the right, but this is the kind of card I'll probably need to get in hand before I can sort of understand why I got a 5. But okay, back to the lecture at hand here. Here's an offer: 2024 Obsidian Vitreous Patrick Mahomes. It's a PSA 10. I think this is a case hit, but yeah, gem mint 10, and sure, looks like a 10. An offer, I got an offer of it for $196. And looking over the value of the card or recent sales of the card, you know, last PSA 10 went for 183. The one before that went for 200. The one before that 198. So it's roughly a $200 card. VCP says the average is 199 of 3 sales over the last 3 or 4 months. So the offer, you know, 199. The offer was 196. That's a very, very strong offer, basically 100%. And not only that, the number you see has no fees in this case. The fees are all come out of the buyer's end. So the number, that's the net number, $196.02. So if I choose to accept this offer, I will receive $196.02. Now, if I sold the card myself, in this case, I would probably get about $200 for it, minus say 15% in eBay fees. You know, I'd maybe net 170. So in this case, this is a no-brainer for me to accept that offer, and I just accepted it. It's now been removed from my order. It will not be shipped to me, but I will receive $196 from PSA. Here's a card I just thought was cool. I didn't get an offer on this, but a 2009 hit Matthew Stafford printing plate 101. This is rookie printing plate 101 auto. That's cool. I think they only give printing plates authentic, so that's why it was unauthentic. But here's another offer. 2003 Topps Tom Brady black. The blacks are numbered out of 150. This got a PSA 7. I think they're out of one. It's out of it's out of 150. And there's a little chipping at the bottom there. Otherwise looks okay on the back. Maybe a little chipping along the edges, but not much. I think the stuff you see on the left here, I think that's actually glare. The white. I think that's actually glare because the card's not that bad. And if it was, it wouldn't be as high as a 7. So I think that can be ignored. But yeah, this got a 7, and the offer came in at $179. So looking over, values of that card or recent sales of that card, 2003, it's a 4th-year Brady card at a 150. That's going to be there's probably not going to be a lot of sales of it, but yeah, finding the black here. There was a PSA 7 that sold back in 2023 for $175. A PSA 8 sold back in 2023 for $300. And there was also an SGC 8, which sold for $200 in 2024. All 3 of those sales were right around the same time, right around the end of 2023, early 2024. So 179, I think I can do better. $200, probably a $200 card, but it's a really rare Tom Brady card. I think I can get more, so I'm gonna not take that offer. Just a quick card looking at a PSA 10 here. Steve McNair at a 250. It's funny, this one actually seems to have a print line down along the front, but still got a 10 on that. Here's another printing plate, 1998 Stadium Club printing plate. Look at that, from 1998, 101 printing plate of Michael Irvin, PSA authentic. Sorry, I just wanted to showcase a few cool. I'm not a printing plate guy, but 1998 printing plate, like who knew they even had printing plates that old? Here's the Lamar Jackson example I gave at the beginning. 2018 Donruss Lamar Jackson rookie PSA 10. And this one got an offer. The offer was $154. But so looking at recent sales of the card and a PSA 10, we'll get a sense for if that's a fair offer. I use vintagecardprices.com, and yeah, PSA 10s, you can see the last 3 sales of a PSA 10 are 147, 150, and 140. And they say the average of recent sales is $152, the number you see in the the upper right of the screen. So it's a roughly $152 card. The offer is $154. This is an extremely strong offer, and again, there's no fees associated with this, associated with that number. I'm sure there are fees, but it's the buyer paying them. So I'm going to take this offer. I can't do better than that. If I sold it myself, I would probably get $150 for it, and I'd have to pay 15% in fees to whatever company I'm using. So some of the offers are like no-brainers. Other ones are borderline, and there are some bad offers too. I should mention. I don't think we've seen like a really bad offer yet, but there are so in this order, those were the only 3 offers I got. The Brady, I didn't take the Brady, but I did take the Lamar Jackson and the Patrick Mahomes. I also took those 2 cheaper ones earlier, the John Elway and the Drew Brees. But let's go back to my PC order. We can look at a few more examples. Again, these 6 cards in the reholder order were all PC cards for my personal collection. So these are not cards that I'm going to be, I would consider taking the offers, but just to see what sort of offers come in, let's take a quick look here. And again, you get a 24-hour window to accept the offers. There's 4 hours left. At the time of recording, there was 4 hours left for me to take these offers, again, which I'm not going to take any. First card that got an offer was a 1980 Topps Ricky Henderson rookie, PSA 9. The offer was $1,608. So just checking to see if that's, a fair offer or not. PSA 9s, let's scroll down to PSA 9s. Looks like PSA 9s go for quite a bit more. The last sale was a little over 2,000. Actually, the last 4 sales have all been well over 2,000. So this is a pretty bad offer. Less than 80%. I wouldn't consider that even if this wasn't a PC card. There's a Carlton Fisk rookie, PSA 9. That got an offer of $1,486. I won't check that one. Emmitt Smith rookie, 1990 score supplemental, PSA 10. It's Emmitt's best rookie. He doesn't really have any rare rookies. This is sort of the closest one, but offer of $1,584. So checking to see, how that stacks up with recent sales on the Emmitt. Looking for PSA 10s here. 1586. What was that? What it was? I mean, yeah. Look, the average is 1591, but the last 2 sales were actually quite high, 18 and 1700. So I'd say this is more like a $1,700 card at the moment. Maybe even a tad higher based on the last couple sales. So the offer of 1584 is sort of reasonable. It's like 90%. So if I was selling the card, that would be something to consider, because if I sold it, I would have fees. Here I wouldn't, but. 91 Topps Chipper Jones Desert Shield, PSA 9. The offer was $1,906. And this Fergie Jenkins didn't get an offer. Fergie Jenkins rookie, PSA 9. No offers on that. No love for Fergie. And then my boy Cal Ripken, PSA Gem Mint 10 rookie, 1982 Topps, got an offer as well. Obviously, no chance I'm parting with my my favorite players. This card would not get a 10 today. Look at these upper back corners. Well, it's in a 10 holder, so we're going to leave it there. Got an offer of $1,866. And let's see what PSA 10s go for on that card to see if that's reasonable. $1,866 again was the offer. Yeah, it's again kind of low here. Last few sales all around 2,200, maybe 2,250. I'd call this a $2,300 card if we're sort of looking at the last 5 sales, maybe even a little higher. There's been some even higher sales than that. So 2250, something like that. It offers 1866. That's what is that? 80%. Not something I would consider, even if it wasn't a PC card, which in this case it was. So I wasn't even considering any of these, but you could see a couple of them were okay, a couple of them were kind of low. So that's sort of the way it goes. You can look over the offers. You can take some. You can reject some. You can not even pay attention if you want, and nothing really changes. So again, for me, a really nice sort of add-on that I sometimes use and sometimes don't. But that's sort of the summary of what the PSA offer system is. Would love to hear people's thoughts. I know a lot of people will have major complaints with the conflict of interest thing, and I'm interested to hear those as well. But yeah, really love to hear what people think about this service. Is it something you would use, or why or why not? But appreciate it as always, and see you all again next time. Eat your vegetables. Thanks, everyone.